Wait, this way. Yeah.
This way. Backwards.
Bing,
All
bing,
right.
bing,
What's
bing,
up,
bing, bing.
KY?
What's good, everybody? We'll give it a couple minutes for everybody to hop on in. Appreciate you guys joining us. If you're watching on replay, make sure you say replay on the chat. Whatever platform you're watching on, Facebook or YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. We both appreciate it. You can like both of our lives too, so you can hop back and forth. Me and Surf's up. What's up, Surfs? How was this week? How's everything going?
Jam-packed, man. Jam-packed. Tomorrow going on a 200-mile long garage sale thrift or a garage sale hunt. So, and I'm not a huge garage sailor, kind of like you, but we'll see what's out there.
Nice. You just took like a week off of live thrifting, didn't you? Didn't you just come back from that?
Pretty much like 2 weeks almost. What's up, everyone coming? Yeah, so I've taken off almost 2 weeks because, we both do seasonal selling. So I have so many fall and winter items that I need to list, and sourcing just gets in the way of it. Long time.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. We haven't even gone to the storage unit yet to grab the stuff. We've just been listing the death pallets in the garage. I'm hoping to get that down like halfway down and then have less to move, because otherwise I'm making like multiple trips there, multiple trips back. If I can make like one huge trip there, drop off all the summer gear, and then start pulling the winter gear here, that would be great. But we have to get to listing, which has been great with the mother-in-law, because we've been she's been killing it. I don't even know how many listings. I can check it right now. I think she's at like over 100 drafts completely done, ready for me to just put the price in. So that's like
amazing.
Golden.
Well, and also you're this is your first year doing the seasonal, right?
Yeah.
Kind of specifically. So, I mean, for all of us, we all are learning something new all the time, different changes and whatever. So
yeah, I think with her, we might actually get to the point where we're doing the seasonal, and then we'll even start going back and listing some of the summer stuff, because we're going to get through our death pile pretty quick. Most of that stuff that's in our seasonal death pile is probably going to be run on Whatnot, because it's a lot of North Face and stuff like that we can just move over there, move it really quick. But yeah, I think we're going to get through that probably by mid-November, and then we'll be hopping right back and grabbing the stuff out of the storage unit. So it'll be nice.
Man, jealous. That employee, those
Yes.
extra hands would be great.
Yeah, like today we went thrifting all day, and she listed in the background while we were thrifting. So I was under 100 drafts, and we're up to 120 drafts right now. So she got like 25, 30 drafts done today while we were out thrifting. And all I have to do is put them live right after this live. So it's nice. It's really nice.
Hashtag goals.
Yeah. We got a lot of people in the chat. What's up, Infinity? What's up, Peter? Just Me's hanging out. Melanie, Nancy, Bobby. What's up, everybody?
Bobby, Nancy. I thought you guys have any questions, bring them on in. We want all the questions you have tonight. But I thought I'd start off with something for you. Since you've been doing this a long time, what would you say? You could give me 3, but maybe 1, 2, or 3 brands that you used to buy that you don't buy anymore. And let's put like a $5 cost limit on it. Like it costs you $5. Not worth your time.
Ooh, I wish you would have let me prepare for this one. Brands I used to like in the beginning, everybody was picking up Tommy Hilfiger like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Like one's just regular Tommy Hilfiger, like the loud prints and everything like that. That's one that I don't ever pick up anymore. It just doesn't move at all. Man, what's another one?
Same with that.
Yeah, you have one that you can name off?
Well, yeah, I would say Billy Reed polos. Billy Reed polo shirts. I've kind of this year is kind of like the curtain for them. Picked them up last year, but I had them listed all year this year for cheap, $15 at a $5 cost. Yeah. So not picking those up anymore. But I'm with you. Any of that trendy stuff. That's why I always suggest people anything that's on trend, list that stuff right away, because especially if it's women's clothing.
Oops, another one. Columbia PFGs. They used to move very, very well. You can still move them if you buy big and tall sizes. You got to get them cheap, though. You got to get them for like $3 or under. But they used to be like $25 sales, and you used to list them, and they'd sell super fast. And then everybody caught on, so everybody started going to Goodwills. You can find them pretty much every sourcing trip you went on. I would always find Columbia PFGs, and now they don't move.
I agree. I agree with you. I feel like you said, there are 2 ways that those sell. If they're really big, or if they have a popular like SEC logo, like where you live. I see up here even Clemson, Georgia. Those always sell. But I feel like Hook, right? HUK. Hook has kind of taken the place,
Yep.
I would say.
Yep, 100%. But I feel like those are going to fall off here soon because
Yep.
if you go to TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, Burlington, you can find Hook stuff everywhere. Every single one of those stores I've been to recently have all had Hook in those stores. So I have a feeling that those are going to go out of style pretty soon. Piranha is another one. Barry just told me that he went to Bell's this week and they had Piranha for like $8 for just regular t-shirts, which is cheap. And then there was another, Gymshark. Gymshark's about to take a huge hit because you can find it in TJ Maxx, Marshalls, I think Burlington, and he found some at Bell's too. So that's 4 stores that once those brands start getting in there, you might be able to sell certain pieces, but pretty much they're taking a hit because everybody's going to have them now.
Yep. And you and I both know by now, once stuff starts really hitting TJ Maxx and stuff like hardcore, like I felt like Gymshark just threw up all over TJ Maxx and Marshalls this past couple months for $10 a piece, it's over. Don't even thrift it anymore.
Yep. I saw Gymshark today when I was out thrifting and I left it. It was actually a good price. I think it was like $5, but I was like, nope. It was just a basic Gymshark, like thermal. And I was like, nope, I'm not even gonna pick it up because I know I could sell that on Whatnot, but to be honest, I don't really want to sell it to somebody on Whatnot because I know it's not selling as well as it used to. So yeah. All right, we got some questions in the chat. You want to start taking some questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the chat below. We got 76 people here in total. Make sure you're following Surfs. If you're not following Surfs, follow me. If you're not following me, we're both live on all of our platforms right now. So feel free to drop some questions in the chat. That's why we're here for you guys. First one, I think we've answered this a couple times, so we're going to get through this one real quick. What's your best advice for a beginner? Go. What's your best advice?
Best advice for a beginner is figure out your shipping. I would say shipping is probably, even a neighbor texted me today, everyone's so intimidated by shipping that they don't even start or they quit right away.
Yep.
So figure out shipping. It's very easy. You can type into YouTube how to ship online or how to ship eBay or whatever. That would be my first advice.
And if shipping scares you, jump over to a platform like Poshmark where shipping is super easy. If it's under 5 pounds, it ships with their label. I don't believe you'll get as many sales on Poshmark as you do with eBay. I personally don't, but at least that's somewhere where you can at least start, get your feet wet, and then from there branch off to something like eBay. And you'll kind of start figuring out how shipping works as you use Poshmark and stuff like that. But also watch a ton of free content. There's content. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. There's short form content, long form content. You can just type in anywhere on the internet, how do I ship a pair of shoes, enter, and I'm sure you're going to find hundreds of videos that you can watch to figure out exactly how to ship a pair of shoes. So use the internet to your advantage.
Yep. What would you say?
What'd I say? What?
About advice.
Advice.
Most important piece.
Watch free content, sell some stuff in your house first before you move on to selling it, going to the thrift store and buying things. Learn how to look up sell-through rate. I think those are some solid points to look up. What's the most out-of-pocket thing you've seen at a thrift store? I guess that's like the strangest thing. Most out-of-pocket.
Most out-of-pocket thing you've seen. I mean,
that's hard because you see so much stuff at a thrift store.
So much stuff. I mean, selling underwear has got to be pretty crazy.
Oh yeah. But there's underwear for sale at the store I was at today too, and I was like, do people actually buy underwear at a thrift store?
I guess.
Is there a market for this?
Cheaper at Walmart.
I wonder how much they sell every single month of just plain underwear. There's got to be a way to track it. And just imagine you're a cashier and somebody brings up a pair of underwear to you to wring out. Do you grab those with your bare hands?
Must.
You probably
they don't have a streak mark.
We got Chris at Peak in the chat. What's up, Chris?
What's up, Chris?
Let's see, we got lots of people. We got Trisha here. We got Thrift into the Moon here. Got Jared in the chat. Here's one. I know you guys mentioned. I know you mentioned you guys use a spreadsheet for keeping track of cost. But do you guys use the method where you average cost of goods for everything or keep track of each item piece? That's a good question. What do you do, Surfs? Do you keep track? Do you average or cost of good each?
I think that is the perfect question for this channel because my prices at my Goodwill are the same. And so my average cost of good has come to be about $520 to $525. So I do average cost of goods. And so I know how many items I pick up at each store. and how many items I sell. So I know exactly at the end of the year when it's tax season, my average cost of goods is about 520, 525.
Yep, I do individual. So at the stores we go to, like for example, today we went to a store. There was a couple. We went to Red, White, and Blue. There was a couple tags that were half off. There was one tag that was 25% off, and then there was a full price tag. So I like doing the individual. So that way I can tell if I'm making enough profit on these items. If I spread the cost of goods, like for example, I bought an item today, it's $125. That's going to really significantly drive up that cost of goods to like $9 or $10. But if I track it individually, I can actually tell what brands are selling well for me, if I'm paying the right price for items, things like that. So that's the way I do it individually. I don't think there's a wrong way, to be honest. They're both, you'll get the same answer the same way, but some of your items might look like you're making smaller margins if you average it out. That's why I don't do it that way.
Also, if it's a larger item, I will keep track of it if it's a watch. But yeah, you have to do. I would say you have to do one or the other, or plan C to by the end of tax season, because you're going to have a plan.
Yep. Here's a good one. Deb says Peter Millar is getting slow. Certain Peter Millar styles, yes. I think Summer Comforts have taken a hit. They used to sell for like 35 a pop, easy peasy, and now it's hard to even move them for 20 to 25. So, especially this time of year, now we're heading into winter months. It's going to be even harder to move those kind of items. So, what do you think about Peter Millar? Same thing?
That's actually earlier. I was going to ask you. We'll just go with Peter Millar, a brand or two that used to sell well that you'll still pick up, but just doesn't bring what it did. Peter Millar, summer comfort polos that we all see. Those would be like, I would thrift 3 stores every day, 5 days a week, and find maybe one and hit the jackpot with one. Sell it for $40 within like a day.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm lucky to get 23 plus shipping if they have a logo on, of course, logo.
Yep.
Yeah, they've fallen off a little bit.
The ones you want to look for are ones with like patterns all over them, like I don't know, like beers or like martini glasses and stuff like that. Those ones will still move for good money. You can still move those for $40 to $50 plus shipping because people want those specific polos. And then you have to make sure you're looking out for ones with club embroidery on them, because some club embroiders can bring more. For example, Scotty Cameron Peter Millar polos are still over $100. You can still move those all day for $100. Ones like the Indian, I think it's the Indian head one. That one will still go for good money. So make sure you know those. Just Google Lens it. If you don't know golf courses, like I don't know golf courses, I just Google Lens it and figure out what golf course it is. If it's a prestigious one, sometimes that'll actually drive the value up instead of bringing it down.
Before we get to the next question, piggybacking off that, I tell people 2 things. I say, go to a local pro shop at a golf course. So go to a golf course, go in their pro shop and look at their expensive polos they have in there. And look at the patterns. Like right now, all their Peter Millars, all their FootJoys, all the polos that they have are crazy prints, like K-Way just said. They have the martini glasses, the golf clubs, just all over crazy print. And also, I've noticed with golf polos, doing this for a long time, that you'll see some on the uprise, Peter Millar, we'll say Travis Matthew, all those, and then they kind of peak off and come down when new ones come up, like Robach and G4 currently. So there's constantly a trend on the golf course. There's a trend on the golf course.
I think they're referring to my video, Cozy, the spider on the shirt, the one where I was going through the rack and the spider jumped out at me. But speaking of Spider's a brand I used to pick up back in the day and now no longer is selling because it's in, I think Costco, I think is where they sell it at. So that's a brand that took a hit. But there's certain Spider pieces that will sell for good money. And that's Spider with a Y, not with an I. But still a okay pickup if you pick up like heavy ski jackets and stuff like that. Those will still move, and some of them will still go over $100. But the basic like thermals, they're not going to move. They're just not. They're going to sit forever. You feel the same way?
Yep, and that's actually a good one because we asked earlier that question. Spider's definitely hitting on that list. Unless it's a jacket or snow pants, big jacket or snow pants, I agree. I pass up every Spider. And people ask me all the time, how do you know if it's a Costco Spider or not? I just don't get any Spider unless it's heavy.
Yep, or heavy, like the heavy ski pants, things like that. Those are the ones you're looking for. I think there's another one that I used to pick up, but I can't think of it right now. I think like gloves, certain gloves will still sell for good money. But again, they have to be like thick gloves and stuff like that. Angie said, what's the best selling golf brand attire? I think you named a couple. You named Robach. Roan polos are good. Again, those are kind of taking a hit because they're going into TJ Maxx and Marshalls. So you're going to see those start going down. William Murray, that's another good one. You got Bad Birdie, I think is what
Bad
it's called.
Birdie.
That's a good one. What's some more? You know any more?
G4, Sunday. So there's a few out that are just coming out that are hot. But again, with that question, I literally go to a local golf course, go in the pro shop, and just look at golf polos in there. You'll have all your answers by doing that.
Or you just go on eBay because you're looking for the best selling ones, right? So you go on eBay, you type in golf polos, you hit enter, and you go to the filter. And let's say you want to filter for $50 or more because those are the best golf polos you're on the lookout for. Filter for $50 or more in pre-owned condition and just go through and see all the brands that are selling right now. You could do that within 15 minutes. You'll have a list of all the top end golf brands that you should be trying to spot when you're out at the thrift store.
The great thing about this live is that people in the chat, everybody, are throwing out other really good polos. So you can refer to the chat later.
Tammy said they seen a guy buying tidy whities. That's yeah.
Hey,
I wonder how much you paid for them.
You know, I bought 3 pair and sold them for $86.
I wonder if Goodwill, if they raise the prices on everything, if they also raise the prices on tidy whities too. Did it like?
They did.
Yeah,
they probably did. One saw my video and they were like, I can't believe that got by. I'm like, how would you know to sell underwear? I mean, come on.
Yeah. Here's a good one. You actually just put out a video about this. I'll let you read it.
Do you have a video that shows how to look up online? Look at the item comps and calculate it if it's good or not. Yep, sell-through rate. I need a visual and walkthrough. Yes. So I've actually had a video on YouTube for months and months now, and I always tell people to go over there. And it's really hard to transition people from platform to platform, so it really doesn't have views. So actually on TT, I put it on TT today and Facebook, and it's a 4-minute long video, and I basically walk you through your phone. So if you have the eBay app, it literally walks you through that app, through the phone to find out sell-through rate, comps, and on any used or new item.
Yep. So make sure you go watch that video and make sure you like it or heart it, depending on what platform you go on. Drop a comment on it. Say, thanks, Surfs. I didn't know how to look this up, but now I do. Give that post a little algorithm boost so more people can learn about that post. That'd be a good one for you to pin to the top of your profile, too.
Yeah, I probably will. And honestly, like I said, put that as a favorite because that's something you'll definitely, me as a new reseller, I'd be like, how do I do that again? So I would go back to my favorites and refer to that.
Yep. Facts. It's a good one. I watched it today, actually. That's how I knew. Angie said, how many items do you recommend to post daily?
What do you think?
I think you should post as many as you're comfortable with posting. And I think you should try to keep it routine. So don't try to post like 10 one day and then you get burnt out and then you only post 1 the next day. If you can comfortably post 5 items a day or 3 items a day or 2 items a day, just get in the routine of doing the same number every single day. And then as you get better with it, because you'll get systems down in place that'll move stuff quicker for you, then you can bump it to 3 listings a day and then 4 and then 5. And eventually you're understanding that if you grab 10 polos and they're all pretty much the same, you can just bang out all those listings really quick and then take your photos really quick and you get 10 listings done in 45 minutes. Whereas before you were doing 2 listings in an hour. So I think just do as much as you're comfortable with doing, but do the same number every single day, at least 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Or if you work a 9 to 5, maybe Saturday, Sunday too, you squeak those into there.
Ditto.
There you go. Let's see. We got a bunch of people in the chat. Jamie's here. What's up, Jamie? Got
What's
Jody
up, Jamie?
in the chat. For us idiots. There we go. For us idiots, use the whiteboard to physically show us sell-through rate.
I can go to my wife's classroom and do that.
Yeah,
but
you
it's
should.
a lot easier through the cell phone.
You should. If it's got 5 listed and 5 sold, that's 100% sell-through rate. That's how you determine it. If it's 10 listed and 5 sold, that's a 50% sell-through rate. There's 50% sold than listed. That's the ratio that you're using. It's just a simple math problem. What is it? Listed divided by sold, right? Is that the math problem you're using? Listed divided by sold?
Yeah, listed divided by sold. And you're not an idiot. I would have been the same way. And I actually had 2 people ask me that same question today when I posted that video. And you're right on it. Yeah.
Yeah, you should do that. You should be like, class is in session, and then go back and then start doing
with the whiteboard. This
Trisha sold the Golden Goat. Yep. For Peter Millar Summer Comfort Golden Goat for $100. I was actually there when she sold it yesterday. She asked me, should I take this offer? I said, we're heading into summertime or wintertime, so maybe it's a good chance to just take that offer. Otherwise, you might sit on it for a couple months. But yeah, she sold that for $100. All it is Peter Millar polo with a little golden goat on it. It's worth $100. So go get some golden goat patches and just start stitching them on a bunch of polos. You'll be a millionaire.
It's the goat.
Let's see. What's the best way to get your items attention as a new seller? Seems like my items are not getting many clicks, no offers after several weeks. It's a good one. What do you think, Surfs?
So I say this often. I never ever pay attention to watchers on my listings or views or anything on eBay. So I would just go back, maybe make sure, look at sold comps, make sure it's priced right, make sure your pictures are right. Actually, I've had someone recently ask me to look at some of their pictures. They posted them, and I said, you need to go back, make sure the lighting looks a little better. He sold one of his pieces after doing that. So those are two things I'd recommend doing. And also it depends what time of year. Like if you're listed, let's say you're talking right now and you listed a flannel, it's been listed for, July, August, September. You probably won't have a lot on it, but now you probably will.
Yeah, I had somebody comment on one of my Facebook posts yesterday. It was a troll. They're basically saying the only reason I sell as much as I do is because I sell to my viewers. Like everybody who watches me is the only people that buy from my store. It's so backwards thinking. Like almost nobody who watches me actually buys from my store. They're pretty much just looking at my store to see what is currently selling. I think this year I've had 3 people actually buy something from my store and leave in the message and saying, hey, thanks. I watch you on TikTok. Thank you. I bought this from you. Yada, yada, yada. Happy to support. Maybe there's been a couple people that didn't leave a message, but typically when somebody buys from you, they want you to know that they bought from you and where they're following you from. So it doesn't happen often. What I told them, I was a little snarky about it, but I told them the one snarky thing I didn't,
You snarky?
Yeah, I know. The one non-snarky thing I said is you're probably selling items that don't have good sell-through rates. I think as a new shopper, new thrifter, a lot of people just go to the store. Like we've talked about this before. They just buy a new with tag item and they assume that item is just going to sell because it's new with tags, even though it's a crappy brand. So if you actually went through their store and looked at their items, you can tell that they're not going to sell because they have something that has 20 solds and 1,000 listed. That thing is literally never going to sell, even though it's new with tags. So I think that's more of their problem rather than, saying that I have a following and that's why I'm selling. So that's what you should focus on as a new seller is focus on that sell-through rate. See what's listed versus what's sold.
I actually tell people do not buy from. I say, look at my store, look at my sold listings like you do. I said, but do not buy from me.
Yeah. This is a funny question. Now that your mother-in-law is there, do you get a senior discount? I don't even think she is considered a senior. She's actually that young. So no, I don't get a senior discount, and I'm not going to ask her age because that would be dumb. So no, I'm not even going to try to get that senior discount.
I'm a looking and I'm a lacking.
When you end sale and sell similar, do you change anything in the listing? That is a great question. I use Auto Posture, so Auto Posture does it all for me. They don't change anything on any platform but Poshmark now. She just put out a email to everybody. Poshmark is tracking listings that are not changing anything. They're just ending and putting up a new listing, kind of like what Auto Posture does. So she has a way to beat the system. And what she does is she just alters their first photo just by a little bit. Her program will automatically do it for you and it beats their system. So, but when I relist, I don't change anything. The only thing that gets changed is the Poshmark listing. Do you change anything with your listings?
Now that I have Auto Posture, nothing.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep. And I see a lot of older listings selling stuff that I had years ago bought, selling now simply because they're getting delisted and relisted. Now, if you want to make it a habit, me and Ethan were talking about this today too, because he signed up for Auto Posture today through my link in my bio.
Did he really?
Link in his bio too. But we were talking about it, and I told him if you really wanted to adjust something, all you had to do is just go into the listings, like at the end of the night, and look at all the listings that were relisted, and just go in and change the titles, or maybe go in and just check them really quick. It would take you like 10 minutes, and then you can alter something if you really wanted to.
Yep.
What's up, J-Ride? J-Ride's here. We got Riri in the chat. Riri's in all of our lives. We appreciate you, Riri.
Riri.
J-Ride says, this YouTube only? No, we're on Facebook and YouTube on both accounts at the same exact time. That's what we do over here. So if you're not following us on all the platforms, make sure you go hop over there. And this live will be downloaded to both Facebook and YouTube on both of our accounts. So you can watch them wherever. We have multiple ways to watch this live. So
even if there's a KOA stamp on my side.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to take that down. My bad.
No, it's cool. Oh, that's that easy.
It's gone.
Trying
Look,
to own me?
there's no K-Way stamp above your head. You should have told me that though. We need to make our own like little logo. We need to make like I can talk to a guy. We can make the little hand logo. And we can.
We won't go there this week. But when the Colts beat the Titans, we'll put a Colts. Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, we should have made that bet. We should have bet like whoever wins, they got to stick the logo above their head. So if the Colts win, which is not going to happen, I'll be on your side, and then you can stick the logo up above my head. That's actually good. We're going to do that. Chat, you heard it first. What do the taxes look like at the end of the year? Thanks for y'all's advice and content. Tax at the end of the year, Surfs. What do they look
man.
like?
So it's such a big change. It's really crazy. I mean, Uncle Sam wants a piece of the pie, right? So forever it went from $20,000 on eBay. They would send a 1099 and you'd have to keep track of everything and do your taxes. 20,000 and up. It went from 20,000 all the way down to 600. And that's not just on eBay. That's on Venmo, Cash App, Poshmark, everything. So if you're making $600 or more on any platform, you're going to have to keep track. But taxes do suck. I might be frozen. K-Way might be frozen. You guys hear me or him? We still round. Wayne is frozen. All right, good. Let's talk. He'll get back in. I hear Surfs. Surfs up. What's up, guys? All right. Hey. He'll get back. Oh, he went out. Wonder if I can re-invite him back. But yeah, so taxes at the end of the year. I've been paying taxes. Everyone's always like, you're going to have to pay taxes. I've been paying taxes on eBay since 2010. So I've had to do a 1099 since 2010 to answer your question. We'll get him back in here. But yeah, so it's been a minute since I've been doing that. You just have to keep track of your inventory. Biggest thing, deductions. Talk to a CPA. You want to take as many deductions as you can that you're allowed to, and that's what you need. So must have his Wi-Fi, red dot and blue. Yep. All right. We'll end it here. We'll start a new show because he invited me in. So I will end it, and then we'll start a new show. We'll come back up.